Bro, do you know the least you do,
Yeah.
the easier you are to replace?
Yeah.
Because now, what she might do is, if she splits up with you, she might even meet a guy that's not even adequate. But because he's doing slightly more than you, she's going to be like, hey,
This is wonderful.
you know what I mean?
Fantastical.
Do you know what I mean? Hello, welcome to G.O.T.G. We're honoured again with Amma. Hello.
Hello.
Coming quite often now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Thanking you. Thank you very much. No, thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it. Your input is always appreciated.
More than welcome.
All right, cool. So today, what we're going to talk about is complacency in relationships. Because I find, in friendships, people do get a bit too complacent.
Okay.
In regards to, they label you for certain requirements, whether you're a man of a person of knowledge or wisdom, or even if you're somebody that I don't know, whatever your specialty is.
Yeah, useful for certain things. So, like, I know what you're saying.
When I find that people get complacent and then there's a certain expectance of certain things. And sometimes I wouldn't even say expectance, because I believe expecting to be something that you're conscious of.
Okay,
Yeah, for you to be expected of something.
To have expectations on something, you have to think about it and consciously expect things
It's
from
almost
people.
as if it's a calculated act.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't come across conscious, innit? But I believe subconsciously, or without them realising or putting any effort into it, they can just expect certain things of you from a certain way. Or so then, because they're expecting it of you and it's consciously, it does become a thing where it's a kind of a taking thing, innit?
Yeah. It can become taxing on you.
Definitely.
Because it can be physically, emotionally, and mentally draining for somebody to always be taking from you.
Well, just not somebody, depending if that's how you are. It won't just be one person. It could be a number or a catalogue of people that see you that way and need you that way. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Or then you become useful. And then depending if you've got emotional attachment to them, as I've said before, you'll make their problems your problem. Their problems your problems, innit? So that's in regards to friendship, innit? And I think sometimes if you are friends with people like that, you should make it known that, look, listen, it's not one-way traffic.
Yeah.
The sun shines and it rains on me too.
Yeah. But how long does it take you to realise that, though? Because sometimes you're not aware. You might not know that person is not putting as much effort or time into your friendship or relationship as you are.
But no one does, though.
Yeah.
No one's going to put the same amount of time and effort into things as you do, innit? Do you understand what I mean? So no matter what, even your judgment is going to come across biased.
There's always going to be a disparity there.
Yeah, because you're going to see things your way, innit? And if it's, so it's a thing where you, at the end of the day, you have to barter a good case for yourself in regards to how you're feeling and how you see things.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, what makes you say that?
Because what I see to be fair, the other person won't see it to be fair. So if I'm pleasant with my wording and my presentation in regards to my feelings and my thoughts, then hopefully the person that I'm speaking to is going to be more understanding of the environment I'm coming from. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than, so sometimes it's not fair, innit? Because some people that can talk better than others end up getting a better deal than others. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people that are known for being good talkers, people just put like ignorance towards the conversation because they're like, yo, this guy's got the bars in it. He's gonna give me that bars, you know. He's gonna run. You know what I mean? So
smooth talker.
Yeah. Sugar mouth. You know what I mean? I've heard it all.
Sugar mouth.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
We'll get back to that one anyway. But so it's like that. And then you get into relationships as well. I'm talking like more of the
romantic
relationships. I like that. I was looking for the word, you've given it to me. Romantic relationships.
Yeah.
Like from a man's point of view, depending on what the man's like, innit? And you're in a relationship with somebody and obviously they know you care for the person and the person cares for you. Sometimes we do get complacent, innit? And it's just like every day is just a grey Tuesday.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? And then maybe children may be involved or work might be involved, but at the end of the day, do you understand what I mean? Because it's not just women that are like that, where they might be, whatever. It's like, you know, there's no romance.
Yeah, whatever the type of romantic relationship, it needs to be both ways.
It does.
And as well, what you always need to do is remember that if you want a relationship to have longevity, you have to put your relationship first. Yeah, you have to, not first, but your relationship needs to be a priority. You need to make time for your relationship. The reason I say that is because in the early stages of relationship, it's really easy to put that effort.
Sorry, can I just stop you there? Because what people have to realise, there's a difference between making time for the person and making time for the relationship. See, are you not aware of that? Do you want me to give you an example?
I would like you to give me an example, cool. But I can understand the difference.
Okay. But so the example of because I might fall into that category as well. Because sometimes, your partner might have an issue, and then they call you and ask you for advice on certain issue, and you could be on the phone for them for 2 hours, and that's you making time for your partner, but that's not making time for the relationship. Making time for the relationship might be something where you're booking a date with each other. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. But some people, but you know what? Sometimes as human beings, you're like, I just come off the phone to her. We're talking to her for like 45 minutes or half an hour. Like, what's the problem? Yeah. So you can end up speaking to somebody every day about their issues and that, and still be missed.
Yes, because it's not the same. The relationship needs the time as well. So I see what he's saying when you say that.
Yeah, but when you're in it like that, you just don't see it in it. Do you understand what I mean?
Because life gets in the way, doesn't it? You know, going to work, paying bills, being on that hamster thing. 100%. Sometimes.
But what we have to remember is life was in the way when you were pursuing the person. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. But in a new relationship, people I don't know how to explain it, but it's like everything is new. You want to know more. You want to impress. Things are different.
But you know the funny thing is,
it shouldn't be. You're right.
But that's what causes problems in relationship, where they're like, their true colours were shown.
Yeah, the complacency.
You know what I mean? Because you don't know who you falling for.
Yeah.
You know, the bravado or the real person, innit? We don't know, innit, at the end of the day. But I just think, to be fair, as I always say, you're only useful for as long as you're necessary. Yeah. I just think, like, any relationship that you have with somebody, you should still be wanted by the person.
In the same way you were at the beginning.
No. Obviously. Yeah. Well, it's not going to be the same. Yeah. Because things change. As you said before in previous podcasts, people change, your needs change, and you change.
Yeah, I was about to say that,
listen. Yeah, see, I'm listening. Becoming a psychologist myself. But anyway, so people change. Yeah. So, no, I just believe, like, for me, in regards to any relationship or most environments that I'm in, I just believe that you should still be wanted without sentiment. That's what the problem is. Go on, what are you going to say?
Yeah, because at the beginning of the relationship, though, it's more about the superficial things rather than the deeper things. And when things get deeper, that's when it gets harder to put that effort in. Does that make sense?
Do you understand what I mean?
Because you've got the love there and you think that that's enough. But it's not necessarily enough.
It's not enough. What's love got to do with anything? I get so angry when I hear that. I get very, very angry when I hear that.
Yeah, but love is a different thing to love is a difficult thing to quantify in the first instance, right? But love is something that we know is there, right?
I don't know if it's there.
Okay.
Do you know? And I don't want to sound
like... We're not going down this road.
You know why I'm saying that? Because we say love is a difficult thing to quantify when no two people have the same understanding and the same definition of love.
Of course, but no two people have the same definition of anything.
Exactly. So So the importance of love in a relationship, to me, is not that important. For me, anyway. I don't believe in... No, because someone can love someone and still cheat on them. But then with discipline, respect and understanding, do you understand what I mean? Yeah. Some of them things, so I'd rather somebody had understanding of me rather than not necessarily love me.
Loved you.
And love as well is something that goes and comes. It's a seasonal thing. Sometimes you love the person, sometimes
love's not seasonal.
I think it's complacency and consistency and just being in a routine.
But if you're thinking about it religiously, like, because when you think about it religiously, love is all those things as well, though. That is you showing love for a person.
What is?
The respect, the consistency, the discipline. That is a form of you showing love to somebody.
If you're talking from a religious aspect.
Yeah.
I just don't want to take one bit of the religion and not take the other.
Okay.
See, the religion aspect you're talking about it, then we're talking about people that are fasting, going to church every Sunday, and you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't think any of me or you are doing that like that at this moment in time.
Why are you trying to blow me up?
I'm not trying to blow you up. I'm not trying to lie to people here, man. Yeah, I go I'm like, it's like religion, and they're thinking, oh, yeah.
Feel attacked.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then they see me in a shisha bar or whatever, do you know what I mean? Or drinking a sambuca.
You didn't say they see you. You said me.
No, I just said you or I. I'm not doing that at the moment.
But don't put me in it.
All right, yeah, because they can't see your face. All right, cool, that's fine. But what I was going to say is anyway, in regards to it, is like, these routines, because, look, no one should forget their history.
Yeah.
You know what it is when they say his story, well, your story, meaning how your situation was before you met your partner.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Because you have to know how things started to know where it's going.
Exactly.
Right?
You know what I mean? Because sometimes we beg that we want a partner or we want this certain person, and then when we get it, and then we get into a routine, and then we become complacent and we become expectant, and we don't push and we don't pull anymore.
Yeah. And sometimes your actions can make your your partner change in your relationship.
Of course it can.
Because if you do get complacent and you don't show appreciation and put in that effort into the relationship, that person could do the same thing, and then things start going downhill
from level 10 to level 6.
And those things that they used to do in the past, they stopped doing.
Of course, 100%. And then when they stop doing them things with you, there's somebody else as well looking, whispering fanciful imaginings into their ear, and then they become a bit more, do you understand what I mean, appealing? Because this is what it is.
Do you know what? I think that we should get a book of sayings for you, because I really like that one as well.
What?
Fanciful imaginings.
Oh, yeah. Do you know where I got that from?
Where? A Harry Potter movie?
No, not Harry Potter. The Queen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You know the
Netflix show?
Yeah, the Netflix show. You know the one that played the guy that was supposed to become king and he didn't want it, he went off?
Yeah. He said that.
Yeah, she said, that was this. She said, this
sorry,
fanciful imaginings.
I really like that.
I was like, huh? You like it? I loved it. That's why I'm here now using it now. Fanciful imaginings. Means it's not there. It's not real. But yeah. I've used it a few times actually. And you know what? They didn't say anything. I'm like, yeah, I know you heard that. If only they knew I got it from the Queen.
Yeah, no, it just sounds great.
Huh? Yeah. You ain't going to get it from Love Island.
Listen.
Did I say you watch it? I didn't say you watch it. No.
All right.
All right, cool. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is, like, just remember, innit? Everyone should remember, even men, some of us men, lonely roads, innit? Always like thinking, we want to get a partner, then when we get a partner. I've even heard certain cases with some of my friends, even in the bedroom department, they get bored, can't do this, they don't want to do certain things with their missus, and there's other people. I'm like, but your missus is going to be brand new to somebody else. So make sure, do you understand what I mean? Everyone should know their worth. But what I think the main thing is like, be valuable, innit? Without sentiment.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and play your position, innit? If you've got a person, a man, or you've got a woman, and you believe that your partner might be the one that's gonna do the breakthrough in a relationship, you never really know, really, do you? 100%. But if you're in the impression that your partner is going to be the one that's going to push you guys forward or take you to the next level, be a bit more supportive, be a bit more comforting with the person, innit? Yeah. Because, it's hard, innit? I know it's hard.
Yeah, no, but sometimes it's not that things are hard. It's that, like I said, often you mean well, but obstacles occur. Things get in the way. Things can happen. Life happens. So you could go into things with the best intentions, and then they just don't go your way. But for me, the way I see it is, if you're putting in the effort, yeah, so you're making the conscious decision to put in the effort, and you're showing your person that you're putting in the effort, then that is good enough in itself. Does that make sense? Even if life gets in the way and you don't necessarily get to do certain things that you may have wanted to do, I think sometimes the effort is enough. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do get you. But for me, I don't think that's enough effort. No, because effort could be a thing like, say for instance, like for me, I could have had a mad day, and I might be quite secretive, so I've not shared my day. And then people might say, oh, well, that's your problem, talk more.
Right.
Yeah, do you understand? Wow.
Because communication...
Why?
No, shall I tell you why? Because communication is part of putting in the effort.
I understand.
Communication is one of the most important parts of it.
It's not. I understand that, but some men just don't talk.
Yeah, but they need to change.
No, they don't. Why do they need to change?
Because communication is a big part of a relationship.
Yeah,
it's
but
important.
No, but there's certain things
you need to communicate certain things.
Of course, and there's certain things that men don't need to communicate, or some men will feel that they don't need to communicate.
That's true.
So, can I finish? As I was saying before, a man might have a certain day where he's had a big day.
Yeah.
And then where he's not shared that with you because he doesn't believe that it's necessary, and certain people don't like talking about certain things. He's come home or whatever and tried to call you, and he's really tired, and he's like, oh, you know what, I need to make that call. That's effort in himself, but you don't see that. You won't see that as effort. Do you understand what I mean? You're squeezing your face even as I'm talking to you because you're like, yeah, what's that? But to him, that's the effort. He might want to be like, just want to chill.
If that's effort, then effort's not enough.
The effort's not enough.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. That's why you should always be, that's why I said you should always be useful without sentiment.
Okay.
Because then you don't need to be effort. Even if you're just able to do things easily and still be fruitful from what you're doing and there's nothing to you, that's still beneficial enough. But effort, what does it mean? We all have different levels of doing things and different understandings of things as well. So what you think to be effort, someone might think, yo, this is toy or this is pie. It's nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't think so, because people say, oh, I tried.
Yeah, but that's why communication's important, because then the other person can tell you what is enough for them, what they need from you. You know, because you might need one thing and your partner might need another, you know.
But I just thinking for you to be, I don't think at the end of the day, someone should be telling their partner, especially if they're on that level, that this is not enough. If they have to tell you that this is not enough, then you're with the wrong person. Someone's punching above their weight and another one's punching under their weight.
Yeah, but it's don't you think that communicating that can go a long way to resolving that, or bringing understanding to it? Because you might not be able to change that situation because there may be reasons why it's happening in that way.
It depends.
But communicating it and making sure you both know where you are is a big part of it.
If you're lovers and he's your lover and she's your lover, there's many ways of communicating without speaking. You should be able to sense that something's not right. Oh yeah,
here. The intimacy.
Yeah, do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You should be able to sense that something's not right here.
Yeah.
And before you speak to the person, you could say to yourself, this is where accountability comes in.
Yeah, but communication's not just in words.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. But I just said that and you interrupted me to say what I was saying.
Sorry.
But I'm just saying, that's what, you throw me off now. Because what I was going to say is like, so before you speak to the person, you can see and take accountability, because before we can change anybody, we have to change ourselves, especially if we want a different outcome from somebody else. I think she likes what I'm saying.
I tried to interrupt you again, but you can see my face is fine.
So if we try and change ourselves, and then if things don't work, then we can be like, yo, look, I've tried, and do you understand what I mean? I've pushed and I've pulled, and it's still not working. Before we compensate, innit? Do you understand what I mean? Depending on what it is. Person's moaning all the time, or whatever it is, or not spending enough time. Do you know what is it that I can do to make things a bit more appealing or more understanding? But pointing the finger and blaming. But then when you've exhausted all possibilities, that I've tried this, I've done everything I know. Don't know anything else to try.
But do you know what I was going to say? As human beings, it's easier to look outside before we look within?
Not for me.
You think?
No, because for me, I don't like blaming people because I'm trying to be the best me. So even when I know, you know, people say you can't know, but I'm like, yo, this person just being silly and being stupid.
Yeah.
I still look to myself as how could I have handled that situation better, or how could I improve? And I don't even mind that the person thinks I'm a fool, because it just makes me a better me for the right person later on.
Yeah, and a better for you.
Yeah,
Forget
exactly.
about for other
better
people.
Me for me. There you go. Yeah, so it's like that. So I just think that this is a problem that a lot of people are having, male and females alike, innit? Where they do get a bit complacent in their relationships, where they don't know how lucky it is to be able to come home and someone's made you a meal.
Yeah.
Or how lucky you are to have a rubbish day at work and be able to just have a rant off to, you understand what I mean? To somebody that you know is 100% got you.
Yeah.
These are things that even some men don't even get the opportunity to have.
Yeah.
Because they haven't got that person. And some women, as beautiful as they may be, don't have the opportunity to have. So sometimes, that's why I say, like, no matter what, everyone's been single at one point in their life. Yeah. Whether it's been a day and some people have enjoyed it, some people haven't enjoyed it. But you know what? It's always nice to have somebody there. And if you're taking that leap of faith to say you want to be in a relationship, just go in there with two hands in it, hold it with two hands rather than fingertips and that, because you end up losing something that you may have had that may be good and lose it to somebody else even less adequate than yourself, but would just try harder than you did.
Yeah.
Or do more than you did. Do you understand what I mean? So yeah, man, you're only useful for as long as you're necessary. But people always say you shouldn't say things like that in relationships. But me, in any relationship...
Yeah, because it sounds very harsh, doesn't it?
Well, for me, any relationship I'm in with any female, whether you understand what I mean, I'm going to try and be as useful as possible. So when I do walk away, it's going to burn. I'm just being honest. I can't lie on here. I'm on camera. Why are you laughing like that?
Because that's
it's true. Yeah, because it's true.
It's the way you said
but
it.
That's not. I'm not doing it because of that. I'm not doing it because of that. But you're gonna be pissed though. Obviously, like it's just like, come on, man. But look, I've got one of my friends here. Yeah. And he's got a bit of an issue in it with his He's got a bit of an issue with his partner he's seeing at the moment, innit? And he's like, they've had an issue, and he's like, yo, I ain't doing nothing for her. She ain't getting nothing no more. And I'm like, bro, like, if you feel like that, why are you still there? Like, why don't you leave? This is, nah, I'm not leaving her. And I'm like, so you're just punishing her and punishing yourself. It just doesn't make sense.
But when you say not doing nothing for them, you mean the monetary things? Because those are not necessarily things. It's the advice, it's the guidance. It's
he's not doing that as well.
Cuddle, it's the intimacy.
None of that. So I'm like, yo, bro, so what do you lot do? Like, nothing. Like, she'll go to her room. I'm like, yo, is it worth it? And I said to him, bro, do you know the funny thing is, yeah?
So he's just there. He's a mantelpiece, flowers.
And I'm just like, bro, do you know, the least you do, the easier you are to replace. Yeah. Because now, what she might do is, if she splits up with you, she might even meet a guy that's not even adequate. But because he's doing slightly more than you, she's going to be like, hey.
This is wonderful.
You know what I mean?
Fantastical.
Do you know what I mean? This is, special fried rice with crispy duck.
No pork.
What's wrong with pork?
You could have
you
both.
You figure out no pork. What's wrong with you? You know I'm a pork eater. How are you doing this? But you know what I mean? You know what I mean, innit? Yeah. Yeah. So, and then you get guys that are with certain women as well. The women, they're not doing nothing, and then
what does that mean?
Empty air, nothing.
Yeah, but no.
It means anyway. So they're doing that, and then they meet somebody else. Hey, sweetheart, you alright? Have you eaten today? You be like, hey, the person before me is mum, I got one, Yeah. Got a good one right now.
Yeah, but and this is the thing, though, because like this is what you said at the beginning, though. It's the beginning of a relationship. Those things are easier to do because that's before life gets in the way. Because when you're together and like you combine things, so you got to pay the bills together. You've got to do those real life things that are hard and make the relationship harder. Yeah. other pressures like family and friendships, and it's easier to do those things.
But
like
things are harder. Things are harder when you're on your own. You get with somebody to make things easier, and it's not just monetary. So, like it or not, the person that you're with, your life should be easier with this person.
It should be.
Yeah. So either way, you shouldn't be with the person then.
Yeah.
Your life should be easier. Whether it's advice, as you said before, it's not just going to be monetary. Support. Someone making you believe in yourself, or even just telling you how to do certain
Motivation.
things.
Get out of bed today.
Even telling you, even being an irritant to you, like what are you doing?
Get on your nerves.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That's if the person's not doing that, then so your life should be easy with the person. So you should be doing that. So that's what you just said. So you're a prime candidate for consistency, because you just said now life brings, but your probably life would be harder if you didn't have someone or didn't have no one than if you were on your own. And if your life isn't better with somebody, this is why I say that you should just maybe tap out. Especially like if you're in an age past romance, man.
But you can work on it though. You can put in the work. You can learn to communicate better and actually maybe use counselling services, use pastoral services. No, it's not Hollywood, and it can be helpful. Even seeking guidance from those people that are in your life that have been together for a long time. How did they make it work?
No. You can't well, the only way innit? We don't even need to ask certain people, innit? Because we're old now, innit? We know. The only main things that relationships need, if you want them to work, is patience. That's the key thing with anyone. I don't need to ask anybody or anything like that.
Patience and understanding, I agree with you in that way. Understanding and it's not just about being able to understand the person. It's about trying to understand the person as well.
But everything we've just said now are all relatives.
Yeah.
Patience is a relative of understanding.
Yeah.
You can't have understanding without having patience.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, they're related.
So, do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
If you were patient, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I wouldn't have said that. Patience, nothing's going to last in a relationship without being patient. So this is not something that, I need to phone. Like sometimes you want to phone your dad or phone your Mars, like, this person.
No, but you know what? Sometimes when you speak to somebody else about it, especially when you do it therapeutically and you're going, it's thought provoking. You're going to a professional, so this is what they do. They help you to see things from another point of view, not just your own. And they sometimes you need, because you're doing work on yourself without realizing it, by looking at yourself. But some people find it harder to do that.
I understand.
And some people need help in order to look within themselves.
Yeah, everyone's got their own, you understand what I mean? Like, for me, I see that stranger thing. People say like professionals, speak to professionals, counsellors. I'm not trying to put it off, but for me, that's not for me.
It's not.
No, it's not for me.
Okay.
For me, it's not
That's
for
fine.
me, innit? Like, for me, like, I like it better with people that understand me, because I've complained about certain issues or partners before, and I'm like to my mum, mum, she's like this and she does this, and my mum said to me, but you're not easy to live with, and I'm like, hey, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, but that is, therapy can come from different areas.
And it made me a bit more conscious, innit? Do you understand what I mean? So yeah, it's just, I think, as I said, not everything's for everybody, innit? And another thing, what I'm just saying is, just try to be useful in any relationship that you're in any aspect, whether it's a friendship. Don't let it just be one-way traffic. If you're in a romantic relationship as well, don't let it be one-way traffic. Even if it's with your parents, even, man. We've got to try and be as useful to them as possible. Like, in most cases, and not all, but most cases, our parents have done enough anyway, innit?
Of course.
What do you mean? A big lad.
Yeah.
Look at how much food I've probably eaten. Mum's done good. Dad's there. Do you get what I'm going from? You want to be taxing them. So, every day, ma or dad, like, what's going on? Sometimes, doors don't just open, they close as well. So it's like that. But yeah, that's about it though, isn't it? In regards to relationships and being complacent. Yeah, man. Just try and stay active and stay useful. Don't let no one else take anyone's pot of gold. just by not monitoring or, you know, maintaining. You have to maintain the things you care for or lose them.